Gemma. Welcome to another episode of Filter Talk. Okay, no, it's not Trevor. It's not Trevor. Obviously, you guys know. Yeah. Woo, Trevor couldn't make it today, unfortunately.
Such a judgy eyebrow there.
Yeah.
Right?
Super
Yeah.
judge.
Oh, man. What a great guy, though. Yeah, he couldn't make it, so I'm tagging in. And hey, everybody, I'm Roz Young. Welcome to 2021 and our first episode of the new year at Filthy Talk. I am joined by some amazing members of the family, including, over here we got Sarah Elizabeth.
Hello.
And on our other side, we have David Tenniswood and Holly Brydson. Woo! All right. So I understand that the first thing we always do is talk about what are you drinking, and let's throw it down to Dave.
I am drinking Pepto-Bismol
Oh.
because my the last little nut kick of 2020, I got an ulcer for Christmas. So no booze,
Ooh.
no caffeine, no bread,
That's a...
no pot, no fun.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Thanks 2020. So this is my life for the next like 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay.
Cheers.
Good.
Tell us about the flavor, Dave.
It's chalky with an aftertaste of wax and sadness.
Oh.
Is chalky a flavor though, or is it
Yeah.
a texture?
You never eaten chalk?
Is it bubble gum?
It's bubble gummy. Like if you threw a Hubba Bubba and a piece of white chalk in your mouth and chewed them up and then cried a little bit, that's what this tastes like.
Oh. And the sadness is key, though, right? That's the real.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, I don't think you can top that, Holly, but try.
I don't think I can. I'm just drinking a yerba mate
We're good at this.
Blueforia. We
Whatever
are
fucking
good at
let us
this.
come
I'm
on.
drinking a yerba mate Blueforia because I'm not hyper enough as it is. And it's only 5:30 in the afternoon, so let's get crazy. Also, hi Monty, my nephew.
Adorable. And what does the delicious yerba mate of your choice taste like?
It doesn't taste like sadness, which is nice.
That's key for selling an actual.
It tastes a little bit like blueberry.
Oh,
A
yum.
little bit like blueberry. Real blueberry or that fake blueberry flavor of, typical.
It's like a blueberry slushy,
Oh, yum.
Okay.
So it tastes like the color blue,
Yep.
not blueberry.
a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I can identify blueberry, so.
Gotcha.
I like it.
Pretty good, pretty good. I am drinking the Rosales Noir, which is from Container Brewing. So it's a delicious fruit sour. I hope that it tastes more like a real berry.
It's sour.
Oh, it's very tart. I like it. Ooh, very good. Lots of fruit flavor.
Yeah.
Tastes like delicious, delicious sour fruity beer, which I'm here for.
I tried that and I had to pour out my taste because it was too sour. So I'm drinking Destination Dippa Container Brew.
Okay.
I don't know what
She's
the
saying
thing
that
over
with a
there.
question mark, hoping that Bev will yell out from the brewery.
It's on the what's that handle?
The tap.
Yeah, oh God. I don't drink beer. But it's mostly grapefruit juice with a little bit of that in it. And oh right, I have to drink it now.
Yes, tell us how it tastes, Sarah.
Like grapefruit juice.
It's like Radler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except
A weak Radler.
except it's mostly grapefruit juice.
You know what? The start of 2021 has kind of, that's how it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not going to jump right in with tequila shots. Although maybe you should.
No.
I mean, the way things are going south of the border, I kind of feel like I wish
Oh.
I could drink right now. Like that'd be nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know,
Hi to my family there.
hi to my family there.
I guess you guys we all have family in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
My grandmother's in Phoenix.
Oh, I thought
and-
you might have. No, no.
Oh, no one's in the States? I guess across the
Really?
country though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have family in Ontario and Manitoba.
I gotcha.
Ooh.
Sarah and I didn't know until
Yeah.
a long time after we had worked together, but her and I are from one town apart in Indiana.
Yeah. Go
What?
Shen!
Yeah, I'm from South Bend. I'm the only person
Yeah.
from South Bend who doesn't care about Notre Dame football.
Yeah, my family was big. Well, some of them were really big into Notre Dame. Big,
Yeah.
big.
My dad and my stepmom taught there. My brother and my sister went there, and I'm like, I don't care about football. I'm going to IU. They were like, I hope you like basketball, and I was like, damn it.
At least it wasn't Purdue.
No, Purdue? Yeah, I didn't go to Purdue.
Ooh.
And that's
Throwing
about
all
the
this shade around, we have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, no,
I-
that's about the extent of it.
Neither do we.
I like
don't know what we're talking about. Sports ball.
You guys
I want a shirt that
play a
just
lot of
says
sports ball?
Yeah.
and says last name on the back.
Sports ball. score some sports bowls in your sports shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Buckets and one and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
My husband plays hockey, and I talk about the ball often, and he's like, "It's not a ball." I'm like, "I know, I'm in Canada. I'm so sorry."
But ball hockey, it's a ball then. If you call it a puck and ball hockey, are you the idiot at the table?
You call puck and ball hockey what?
I don't know. Yeah, sports are confusing.
So you'll notice you're getting distracted by the flags from the team that are telling us, talk about the topic for the day.
Yes.
And we've been trusted with a really great episode today because we're going to start talking about the importance of pets, which, amazing. And I know that everybody on the panel here is pretty passionate about their fuzzy friends. So I thought maybe we'll start talking about, like, just tell us a little bit about the pets in your lives currently and, share some gooey, gushy thoughts about them.
Aw.
Aw.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I've got 3 roommates. I live with Holly, and then my other 2 roommates are.
So wait, you're listing Holly. That's good start. Good start.
But she's one of my roommates, and then the other 2 are Chi-Chi the cat and Lena the dog. Everyone loves Lena and Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
Like, Chi-Chi slowly warmed up to me after, like, I don't know, 8 months, and now we're, like, buddies, and I call him Chuck. And Lena's been my shadow since the start of COVID. So
Yeah.
she's
Lena-
She loves
my
you.
jam.
Dave is Lena's boyfriend.
Ooh.
She's obsessed with him.
Yeah.
Goes searching for him. It's a little bit offensive.
I take her on paddleboarding dates. That's why she likes me.
Yeah.
And I used to take her in the canoe until that blew away in a storm.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't my canoe. It was a bad move.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wasn't his canoe, but he also didn't tie it up. So
Oh. I mean, it's such a Canadian story to be like, I lost my canoe. It wasn't my canoe.
Yeah.
But me and the dog, we're going to go kayaking later. Okay, great.
it's good.
So cute, adorable fuzzy pets on this side of the table.
Yeah.
Sarah's got a couple of doggles.
I do. I have Sammy and Dancer, and Sammy's a little 12-pound terrier mix, and Dancer is a 47-pound lab mix, as far as we know. And they were a bonded pair that we got from the SPCA in Puerto Vallarta. And we were just laying in bed one day, deciding we wanted dogs, and we'd been talking about it for a long time. And we were just Googling, and all of a sudden I came upon these 2, and I wanted a little scruffy dog, and my husband wanted a more medium-sized, kind of bigger dog. And then we found them, and they were together, and we contacted them, and they said, she got back to me almost immediately and was like, yeah, we just started advertising them separately. So we said, no, we want them, we want both of them. Because Sammy's a little bit of a grumpy guy. So, but Dancer's just a sweet love bug. But yeah, they're really sweet.
Did you have to go fly down there and get them?
No, we never met them before we got them. We met them at the airport when we picked them up.
Oh, wow.
Dancer was so nervous, she almost bit my husband, Mark, bit his hand because she was just nervous about coming out of the kennel.
Okay.
And it took them about 24 hours, and then they warmed up to us, and it's been a love ever since. They're the best.
So would you consider you have dogs? Big question. Are you a cat person or a dog person? Does that tell us a lot, or is it more complicated?
I think it's more complicated than that because I like cats, but I'm somewhat allergic to them. So I like them, and I think I'd like them a lot more if I wasn't allergic to them. But I like to scrunch them. And my friend has a cat named Delilah, and she's a beautiful 3-legged little black, sweet ding ding. And she'll come out when we're there and hang out with us. She's like meow meow, and then she tells us stories about how she takes her little stump and is like wants something and moves her little stump. It's really cute. So yeah, it's Lala's cat actually. Lala's on the makeup team.
Yes. And we've seen Lala on an episode of Filthy Talk before.
Yeah.
You guys, cat, dog person? Because I'm a cat person, and I hope to someday learn to become a dog person. But cats all the way.
Anything fuzzy that lets me pet it, I'm thrilled.
Cats don't always let you pet them.
No, my cat is very, very deeply obsessed with me.
Oh.
He's also a little bit dog-like. So
He's seriously dog-like. It's
yeah.
Really?
We had
You can call him when he's outside, and he'll come running.
Yeah, he comes running for me. I just call out at night. I'm like, Gigi, mommy's going to bed now, and I hear his little collar rattle.
gosh.
Or we were sitting on the couch, and Chi-Chi had come up and sat sort of in between us, and I got up to go downstairs for whatever reason, and Dave was when I came back up, Dave was he's really obsessed with you, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, no, but every time he heard a noise, his head would pop up,
Oh.
And then when he finally heard me on the stairs, he ran to the staircase to come greet me. Like, that's how obsessed he is with me.
He wanted his mom.
And he's an orange cat, so when they get
Yeah.
older, apparently they get really vocal. So you have full-blown conversations with them where it's like, meow. Oh yeah, I did read that. Meow. No. That's the wrong thing.
Yeah. My favorite is when he yells at me when it's raining outside. I'm like,
Oh.
I can't do anything about this, dude. Like, there's nothing I can do here.
Because he wants to go outside, but he doesn't want the rain?
Yeah. So he's like, Mom, do you not see this?
Fix it.
Why are you turning
Obviously.
this off?
Yeah.
But yeah, so all the creatures, all the fuzzy things, all the time.
All fuzzy things that may or may not let you pet them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you've said multiple times that you want a menagerie.
Oh, I want a weird amount of pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I like
can see
this.
that happening.
What's a weird amount of pets?
Like 37.
Yeah, okay.
Like I can see you having
like,
a
I don't
hobby
even know
farm.
that I
Like,
needed
you're gonna have 10
double-digit
chickens.
numbers.
You're gonna have like 2 horses that you're probably not gonna ride. You're just gonna let them
I'm
run
not
around
really
and
a horse
look
girl.
majestic.
Horses freak me out.
Horse girls
You
are
could
a
get
little crazy too.
a little tiny horse that's almost
Yes.
like a toy.
Get little Sebastian.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
get some goats and
We
some
have
bunnies.
goats.
Yeah, you're obsessed with goat milk.
Have you ever had fainting goats?
No, but my mom really wants one.
My buddy had 2, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen because he would just walk on the backyard and go, bah! And they would just go,
And their little legs stick out really straight when they do it. They're
oh
like,
yeah.
ah!
Yeah. And I'm like, this is the worst like evolutionary defense mechanism I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just
And
become,
yet, it
become
works.
food. But yeah, if I had to, I'm not a cat or a dog person. I'm everyone else's cat and dog. I can't, like, I love having my freedom, and like my brother has 3 dogs, one of which used to be mine. And when I worked in the traditional film industry, my dog had to go to my brother's place all the time. He became like super tightly bonded with my brothers. And every time he came home, Scuba, he would be super sad and just mope around. And then I was like, Rob, I think you just adopted Scuba. And he was like, yeah, I kind of figured that out like 2 years ago. So I just go over and play with him whenever I want to, but then I can also like, you know, go do a shoot somewhere, or
Yeah.
I can go like camping for like a week and not have to worry about who's taking care of the dog.
Yeah.
But like, if I had to pick, probably cats, because I like cats that I can play with their belly. Like most
There's
cats
so
hate
many
it.
that don't like that. They're gonna claw you, or they'll
But
take
I'll
it
let
for
them
a
claw
second.
me. Like you're gonna eat my hand, but I'm gonna break you, and then I'm gonna get to play with your belly, because it's like that's when they trust you. And I love cats' bellies. I don't know why, I just do.
It's the softest, cutest part.
It really is.
It's the least
Yeah.
accessible. It's surrounded by all the pointy claw bits.
I have a right there, but that was from playing because I haven't trimmed his nails in a while.
We've talked about a bunch of the AFL pets because we take pets pretty seriously here. Like
Yeah.
everybody loves their pets. We're really trying our best to be supportive. And when you guys set up this place, you wanted there to be a doggy daycare here so that people who were pet owners wouldn't have that problem. You know, we're like, what do? I work a full-time job and I still want to have this important, you know, family member in my life. But
Yeah.
what do I do? So was that always something that you guys thought was really important?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because like we had a dog as well. Like we had Lena Bean, and it was like, well, I'm gonna bring her to work with me. Like everybody, like so many people want to have a dog. That's just, and it's just not accessible. So why not? Like we need somebody to help take care of her because she'd be bored if she was sitting in the office all day. So
They can be so stress relieving. Like they're so nice to have around.
I know.
Go home, and especially with a dog, I think that's the difference with dogs. And cats tend to be more indifferent, and dogs are like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. I can't believe you're home. You were gone for 2 minutes, and I'm so happy you're here.
But that's what Chi-Chi does, which is freaky.
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
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 But
Okay.
I don't know. I love having pets all through like COVID, especially. Like that was also like a saving grace.
Yes.
Like having a dog to go take for a walk, or
Yes.
just like take out on a paddleboard, and I'm like, you're not gonna give me COVID, so you can lick my face all you want. It's basically the only physical interaction I've had for like
Yeah.
12 months.
That's a lot of people talking about that. And I think a lot of the hear people sharing about their pets and the impact of them. And we've talked about a few of the Delilah and all of your guys' pets. So we actually have a little slideshow so everybody can see these adorable little fuzzy faces.
Oh.
Yes. So Alex can run that for us. Alex! And we're going to start off with Alex's cat Artemis, who is so cute. Oh my goodness. Becky is Victoria's dog.
Someone got bunnies.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Santa's
He has
burpee in my
bunnies.
favorite way.
Yes.
Funny.
Yes,
Chi-Chi, who's obsessed with my shoes.
And that's the belly I love rubbing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Chi-Chi's twin.
Oh.
Oh my
Cooper.
goodness. I just love seeing the abandon of,
That's
oh,
my
there's
Dancer.
Dancer.
Oh, I thought that was his tongue. I love derpy tongues.
There we go.
There's Lily.
Little three-legged Delilah.
Yeah.
There's Scotty's dog
Erg.
on the mountain looking adorbs.
And a lot of these dogs have
Ghost looking so
friends.
majestic.
goodness.
Ghost is a
Yep,
genius.
yep.
Who's Juniors?
That's Andrew's new black cat.
Aw.
So sweet.
I will say now that we have doggy daycare.
Lena!
Yeah.
What,
that's
Lena?
cool. He looks cool shit.
Oh, Lou with his teeth.
My
Yes.
teeth. Sometimes my teeth
Teeths.
get stuck on my.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, most of the dogs are bigger.
Yeah.
Max and
That's Lauren's poor cat that she forces into bonnets.
And Nick's.
Nix, who is the actual star of
Yeah.
Deborah and Ash's show.
yeah.
Otis.
Oh, there's two Otis.
Other Otis.
Big Otis.
Oh
and
my goodness.
Oh.
And our one of our newer additions to the family, Queens. There's Sammy.
We
Does he have
decided
his
to
elf?
drive.
Yep. So
Tim,
cute.
he's got
What
the
is
biggest,
Puppets?
greatest head.
I know, he really does.
Three-legged
His head to
pets.
body ratio is
Yeah.
astounding. I
It's
love it.
really off the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so great. Whenever we have a whole channel in Slack for people just to share pictures of their pets because I live downtown. I can't have a pet right now,
Yeah.
and it's really hard. It's so challenging. Such a huge part of my life has always been having cats, and growing up as a kid, it was something my sister and I always did together. You know, we'd go to the pet shelter and be like, "We'll take your sickest kittens," and then save them and
Were you like fledgling
them
cat
up.
ladies?
Yes.
Like, what's
very
the
much so.
number of cats where you go, that's too many?
Well, we've only ever had 3 at a time.
Ooh,
because-
that's like right on the edge.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's more than that.
Is it? I don't know. I think it's like 3. I think if you have more than 3 cats, you're becoming like a cat person.
Quickly, before people judge me, Ryan, you have a question.
It was more of a comment. For those that enjoyed that slideshow, I just wanted to take the opportunity to plug a Filthy Lot Dogs on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
It is
Yeah,
the excellent Instagram account that the wonderful ladies over at our doggy daycare run.
Yeah.
It is just chock-a-block full of pics of cute puppers. And the more I look at it, the more I am convinced that I chose the wrong area to work in at a Filthy Lot because they're just constantly off having rad adventures with doggos in the woods and their lives look amazing.
You
Yeah.
should probably move your office over there and just sit and do
In the middle of like the dog
COO stuff in the middle of the dog
Dogs
pen. That'd be a
jumping
great
all
place
over
for
me.
meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thought.
Ingrid, Kirsty, and Maria are awesome.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great.
They're so sweet.
They're
and
rad.
Our dogs are there together, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that everybody has to be like, well, our dogs are off to hang out at daycare and have a date, and then they develop these soap opera relationships with each other. It's like a whole thing.
Oh, there's so many love triangles at doggy daycare. So many love triangles at doggy daycare because there's who is it? Lena and Otis
Yep.
love each other.
And Dancer and Otis, but not when Lena's there.
Yeah, Dancer and Otis, but not when Lena's
And
there.
Sammy gets mad
Yep.
because Dancer is his.
Yep.
And
And then I think Otis O also gets in the mix.
This sounds like Gossip Girl, and I'm just like, I want none of this.
It's Gossip Girl
my
but
God.
doggy daycare.
And like
It's
I
great.
know, because I know Lena, she's probably the really bitchy one.
Little bit.
Yeah.
She sulked. She full on sulked when Queens came along because Queens was like the new adorable redhead in the room.
Oh, yeah.
She apparently was just like mopey Lena all the way, was not happy.
It's probably when she was dragging dirt all over the couch at home every day. She's like,
Yeah.
screw this.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking a little bit about it, Dave, but the idea that during quarantine and lockdown times, people who had pets, it just became such a huge part of their lives. And one of the things we have whole groups of people who participate in pet therapy. But when quarantine hit, all of a sudden, you had a lot of those programs got canceled where you couldn't bring pets into seniors' homes or stressed out workplaces.
You can't fly with emus anymore. What kind of bullshit is this?
What?
People used to have therapy emus, and they bring
Really?
them on airplanes, and now they banned it because of COVID. It just ruined another thing in 2020.
I didn't even know about that.
Straight
and
up,
I
that
am
was a thing.
outraged.
Ryan, Google it.
Emotional
therapy emus and therapy peacock.
Yeah, there was a therapy peacock.
There was a
for
therapy
sure.
peacock on an
Yeah,
American Airlines.
People have like brought tiny horses. They brought pigs.
Yeah, you can bring anything. People you can just be like, oh, you put a therapy vest on it, and now it's like you can't tell me no. Like I'm all for therapy dogs and therapy cats, but let's put the line there. Like no one wants a ferret on an airplane.
I don't
At least
know.
as far as I understand things in the United States, they have banned like non-accredited service
Emotional
animals. So
support
basically
animals
it's
have been banned.
just service dogs,
Right.
like, trained,
Yeah.
you know.
They need a college degree now.
Yeah.
I think it's a
minimum?
master's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but like Phoenix Online counts.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. People were abusing that so much because you could just be like, I just want to be around my pet.
Yeah.
And then you could get a certification.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said that really weird, but you could get
certification.
sort of whatever, a piece of paper that would like let you do that. And that's not really fair to the people that legitimately actually need the animal as an emotional support animal or need
100%.
that as a service animal.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to get Lena certified as an emotional support animal because I used to have anxiety attacks on planes. And it actually would have been really helpful to have her on the plane with me.
Yeah.
But then through therapy, go to therapy, everybody needs therapy. But like through therapy, I kind of like worked through that and now don't need her, but it's almost disappointing that I didn't do it already because I'd still love to be able to bring her on planes,
Yeah.
even though I haven't been on a plane in a year. But yeah, no, and now I'm just like, no, I can't abuse it. I'm not going to, but I was seriously considering it because I would honestly, like, I'd be like in tears when we would take off and land.
I'll bet Lena would be a great therapy, like pet therapy pet, though.
Oh, she's the best.
She's so friendly and
Yeah.
she's so soft.
Yeah.
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 And when she travels, she wants to be on me, like full body contact with me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the adult form of a teddy bear. It's like a safety blanket. So like you just, it's like Lena literally looks like a teddy bear when she sits. Like and she does this every once in a while. She'll do like a real squat sit on the couch, and then she looks like a really derpy teddy bear. And I'm like, you're the best. Like that on an airplane, and then it like licks you. It's like a living teddy bear. Like I totally get why that would be
Yeah.
comforting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Not just planes, but
no
like-
peacocks. That's
Yeah.
that hard pass. I'd rather not
That's
sit next to
not
that
my
or a
choice
fat
either.
person on an airplane.
They need to be like.
What is it about having like a little pet who loves you? And I mean, whether your cat loves you or not.
My cat loves me.
Your cat loves you. I've definitely had
Yeah.
cats who tolerated my presence and appreciated that I would do favors for them. I had this one cat named Max who was a adorable, sort of like butterball turkey shaped. And he gray and white and very fuzzy. And he's like very much the prince of the household. And if like a kibble fell out of his bowl, it would be dead to him.
Yeah.
That kibble is dead to him. He couldn't possibly eat it. It's touched the floor. And he would be like, "Ugh, get the kibble out of my sight." And he'd be so upset. And then one time his litter box was in the basement and the door to the basement got closed. And he was really like, "Oh, what do I do? She's gone all day and there's nowhere for me to use the bathroom and I don't know what to do." And he pooped in the sink. And I was like,
Oh, smart.
good
Wow.
solution, buddy. I mean,
That's-
you did the best you could. He tried to
Yeah.
cover it up. I mean, he also ate shampoo, so I don't know how. He's not a smart cat.
But that's.
But he did his best.
I don't know. I think pooping this thing's pretty smart because he could have pooped on your pillow or something.
Yeah.
He could have gotten really mean.
When he got
and
really mad, you know?
But instead, he
Yeah.
found the farthest away bathroom. And yeah.
I mean, that's a
did
really
pretty good.
thoughtful cat. I hope. You
Yeah,
did
actually.
Am I allowed to share the feeding ritual that happens with Lena sometimes?
Sure.
Okay. So I have this whole thing where I'm like, I never give animals treats. I just pet the crap out of them. I don't like giving them treats because I think it trains them poorly. And
I disagree.
Holly
Don't care.
no, I know you don't. Holly gives Lena so many treats that she's become like the most spoiled dog I've ever seen.
And
So
Chris.
sometimes, it's you and Chris, that's true. But every once in a while, Lena just refuses to eat her dinner unless Holly literally picks it up piece by piece on her hands and knees and hand
Okay.
feeds.
I
the
see
dog.
you. I see you, though, Holly. That our dancer gets picky sometimes, but I think it's because she wants to graze. But I fully disagree with you because treats are an amazing training technique. My dogs came from Mexico and were very, very scared because they were abused.
Yeah.
And they were food motivated. And so because they were food motivated,
Yeah.
we could use treats. And now we can walk down the sidewalk and Sammy won't care that someone just walked by him. Otherwise, he
No.
would have lashed out and like tried to bite them.
For sure, you didn't raise them from a pup though, right?
Yeah,
so
no,
they,
that's true.
They were already food trained when you got
Yeah.
them. So I'm like, Lena's already food trained. So there's nothing
Yeah.
I can do. But like, I never have to give her a treat, and she'll like, do whatever. Because we have a conversation. I'm like, this is how this works. I never give you stuff. Like she speaks English, I swear. So like,
They
like-
do, though. They do. They totally understand you.
yeah, my brother took my dog Scuba, who was never treat trained, and he used to listen to what you would say without giving him anything. And now my brother and his girlfriend have spoiled him rotten, so he doesn't do anything unless you give him a steak.
Oh.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Interesting.
If you're watching, Joanna, yes, I am talking about how you ruined him. we have a running joke, and she really hates it.
Yeah. But at least, I mean, the important thing is that he's happy and healthy.
Oh my God, she runs him like 10 kilometers a day.
Oh,
He's
wow.
the happiest dog ever. Like she's a way better dog parent than I ever was. She has 3 dogs and she's a marathon runner, so like all 3 of them are super fit now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, those animals are great. And those animals were a huge mental health support for them too. Like all through COVID, like everyone's anxiety and stress, and some people are having like depressive swings and stuff. Like it's like animals through the whole thing were a massive stabilizing factor in their lives and my life.
Something I really missed out on, because my partner Matt is more of a dog person, but has had cats and stuff too. And I felt like through quarantine, and even whenever he's having, because he has depression, and when he's having a really bad episode, I just feel like, I don't know whether it's true that cats can or dogs can sense your emotions that way, but just they know that you're in that state. And to have something that comes and cuddles and loves you unconditionally and doesn't care about those things in your life that you're telling yourself that are so negative, they don't see all that stuff and love you anyways, right?
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, we should really, if we had a dog or a cat, it would be someone else in our life, because during COVID, it's just me telling him, those things aren't true. I love you, you're great. But
Have you tried just saying that? That might work, I don't know.
I just need to put on some cat ears.
You've got
do
those
a
little
cat
raccoon
thing.
That might go
ones
down a
in the
really
tank.
dark
There
hole
you
you
go.
don't want to
Give
go
it to your
down.
trash panda.
Or maybe she does.
Maybe
Maybe I
you
do.
You know what? It's not dark. Yeah, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum.
Right.
Like, man, when you get into that, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's a thing. Like, they say kids who are raised with pets have, like, especially little boys, because little boys are so often taught to be like aggressive. You don't cry. You don't do all these things. And so young kids who grow up with pets not only tend to have better immune systems, but they also tend to understand empathy more. They've got like more caring, but it's also this non-judgmental figure where they can go and sit in their room with their dog and have a cry, and the dog's not going to do anything but love him. So it's this safe place for kids to like practice emotion and being emotionally open, right?
I literally just remembered the time I cried with my dog Dougal when I was like 8. I forgot completely about that.
Yeah, and
It's totally true.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you're pretty like, you've cried it like we've cried in front of each other.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was not like a, oh God, I'm sorry, I'm crying. It was just like, yeah, we're crying now.
No, I mean, if anyone didn't cry in 2020, like, you probably really need to go have a good cry after last year. I don't know. There was a lot of stress, and like, I'm very open about, like, I have a history of depression and like anxiety and all that stuff. Like last year was just, and I mean, the last 2 weeks have been okay, but like, holy crap, the South is going nuts right now. See how that goes. But I mean, yeah, everyone deals with depression and all that kind of stuff. I've like, you're evangelizing therapy. I'm all about that. Like, get therapy. If you have a problem, like, go and talk to somebody, talk to your friends. Like, I feel like the more we talk about it, the less stigmatized it is. So like, I don't know. I just think it's best to be open about if you have an issue, because I mean, the more we talk about it, the better.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Pets can help
yeah.
train kids for that.
Yeah.
And Matt is totally comfortable with me on Filthy Talk, and he's not here to be the person who tells his own story, but he's always open about wanting to talk about what we need to share with people and being honest about it, because we need to know how many people are impacted, and we need to know that it's okay to have bad days and share that information with others so that they know that this person needs a different kind of space today because of what's going on in their life, and it's perfectly normal. But it's still forking sucks. It's bad and it's hard. But if someone's going through that and you know that about them, then maybe when you're having those moments yourself, and even if it's not clinical depression, but you're just going through some hard times, you're able to, have some more empathy with the people that are sharing your space.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the more people you talk to about it, the bigger your support structure is too.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, Holly and I would just take turns being the one who was down and the one who was up.
Yeah.
Just be like, everything's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like it's like a storm that passes always, but it's nice to have like a bit of a rudder going through that storm.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, Chris has been massively helpful too. Like, also just being like in a company like this where like people talk about it openly, and like we have mental health awareness as like a general.
Yeah.
It's not like a rule of thumb. It's just like a cultural thing within the company. I had a super shitty day like right before we wrapped for the new year, and I got pulled over on the way to work while having a bunch of stress, and I got like $400 of tickets, and I just texted Owen. I'm like, I'm having a mental health day. I'm going home, and he was like, okay. And then like they made it work, but like that was a bad day.
I would always want to be a part of a group of people where if someone's having a day, it's absolutely fine, and the rest of us are going to cover and we're going to make it work because we know and we understand that it could be us the next time, and we just support and have a lot of compassion for each other.
Yeah.
It's really hard when you're working in an organization where that's not the case, and a lot of us come from traditional film world where it's really hard to not be performing at your best, and it's impossible to keep that 110% effort over 16-hour days, long work schedules, really challenging environments, and then the kinds of stress that everybody's under that it results in. We hear about accidents because people are driving home in the dark after a crazy shift, but we don't know as much about the mental health toll that takes on people.
Yeah, if you look at the stats, like it's astounding. Like it's a 90% divorce rate in the film industry. Depression's through the roof, especially this year. Like anxiety's through the roof because everyone's working in tight confines, and like we've been careful, but also like somewhat lucky that we haven't had a single COVID case at the company. Like everyone knock on the wood. But like film sets are getting like two positives a week.
Thank you, Casey.
And they keep going. Like it's just who's gonna get it this week, and it's like LA has to shut down again.
Yeah.
But like
but their cases are like
they're through the roof.
Yeah. 12,000 a day.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
really
either. I just
bad.
found that out today.
Yeah.
That's
Right now they're
wild.
having death-wise, they're having a 9/11 every day in the States from COVID deaths. So like, try not to get too let's keep it light. It's a light show.
Like
But-
that stuff, but sometimes you just have to block some of that out to be
Yeah,
able
you do.
to-
Like I would try and absorb all the news and like try and try and keep up to date. And after a while, I was just like, this is burning me out. I need to be an ostrich and stick my head in the sand for a while to like be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked a bit about one of the other filthy talks, but I went into quarantine thinking I was like, I'm gonna kill this. I'm so good on my own, and I have a partner at my house. The two of us, we're just gonna hang out at our house, and I'll do like a bit of work and be productive and do all these things I never do. And then it did not take that long before I was drunk in the bubble bath, being like, this is how I die. I was just like, it's fine, and I'm fine with it.
It was the first time I did shower beers in a really long time. I took a Corona in the shower just because I was like, well, it's Corona, I may as well. Put a little straw in it, just drank it in the shower. And I'm like, it's
Yep.
10 in the morning. Good way to start a Tuesday.
And I guess, for a lot of people, it was either your pet or your partner, or what did you find that was the thing that could kind of be a support for you through that? For some of us, it was gaming, and we connected by playing games with each other, and just to hear other voices, and even if it was a little sprite running around, it really helped. It was just a huge way to connect still.
Yeah.
You're talking about just the idea of Lena looking your face, and it's just, yes, please, more.
The dogs were huge with it because they also got you outside, or got us outside. So we would go, because we would walk them, I think we got a schedule of like 4 times a day walks, and we would break it up between the two of us. And it was great because then it removes you from the atmosphere that's become your one room of work and home, and the world is dying around you. And so it takes you outside, and that was huge. I think if we hadn't had the dogs, it would have been a much, much more sad time, and we would have had a much harder time coping.
I think a dog would be a huge help for the fitness level, especially this year where gyms are closed and all these things. I don't have to get outside, so I wallow inside.
Yeah.
Which, fine, I'm fine with it. but if I'd had a dog, I would have had to leave the house.
That's
I have to go out.
exactly.
Yeah, trail running is blown up this year. People trail running with their dogs. They'll take them up, because they close stuff like Quarry Rock, which is like a famous hike.
A great hike.
Over here, but there's a bunch of them that are still open, and like if you go up there, like everyone's out there with their dogs all the time, because it's one of the few things you can do where you're like you're physically distanced from other people, but still getting exercise.
Yeah.
And like getting your cardio up and stuff. But
Yeah, and you
like,
owe it to your fuzzy partner to keep them healthy too, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
But like talking about games and stuff, like I bought a PS4 as soon as, because I don't play many video games, but I bought a PS4 as soon as things started going bad. I was like, I bought $700 worth of freeze-dried food and a PS4, which you laughed at me when I brought it over. And then, because I moved into Holly's like spare room at the start of COVID, because I was in a tiny apartment downtown, and I was like, I'm not gonna do.
We live in the same neighborhood, and it got weird.
Yeah, it got real weird, and then I was like, I'm getting out of here, and then like within a couple weeks there was an active COVID case in my building, and I was like, thank God I left. but I got a PS4 and I started playing Call of Duty just to talk with my brother and a couple of my friends. And then I was like, okay, I still hate video games. I got to find something else I can do. So then I got Red Dead. Great game, but I was like, nothing. You just ride a horse around forever. And then,
Tell me more.
yeah.
Lego.
Huh?
Lego?
The Lego games. I started playing Lego Harry
Maybe we should
Potter.
get into that.
The Lego
They're
games
so
are
great.
so good.
I mean, I do love
die.
real Legos. Can I just play with real Legos? Because I still love real
That
Legos.
too. No, these are fun. They're like puzzles, and you have to go and find stuff. Because I don't really like video games very well either.
Right.
But the Lego one's awesome because you don't die,
Yeah.
and you just go and find shit. And if you die, you regenerate, and then you can fly around on a Lego broomstick.
Very satisfying that you can almost
Yeah.
smash everything too.
Yes,
So
you
Oh,
smash
true.
everything. It's so good, and they give you money when you smash things.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Oh, that does sound fun.
it's two, and you can play co-op.
Pardon?
You can play couch co-op, so both of you playing the same game, running around, smashing stuff.
There we
Well,
go.
no,
Oh,
if
okay.
we're on the same couch, she just beats me in board games that involve wording.
Oh, yeah.
I can't anagram, so she just
He-
destroys me in anagram-based games.
He played Snatch with me one time and then didn't again.
I didn't score a
which
single
is-
point.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
I think you got it like 1 or 2 words.
I don't think that's true. And like,
I'm
you got
kinda good
Scrabble
at
for
word
Christmas
games.
from Trevor, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to play that because I'm just going to look like an idiot again.
Trevor said he would play with me. Chris won't play with me. Trevor said he would.
Can you, like,
Mark
I don't know,
play?
like get hammered and then play? Because that'll put us on a level playing field.
When we played Snatch, I slowed down. I gave you some.
Oh.
I tried. But
The
that's
sad
the
thing
kind
is
of
I'm a
games-
writer. Like, I write.
But that doesn't
You
necessarily.
actually have a pretty extensive
Framework,
vocabulary.
Yeah, no, I can like I can speak out loud, okay, but like I can't look at a jumble of letters and then go, oh, that word's in there. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite TV shows ever is 8 out of 10 Cats, the UK panel show.
Yes.
Oh, it's a great show.
Such a great show.
I
Countdown.
suck at all of it.
Oh,
I just
so
like watching
terrible at
because
all of it. Rachel Riley, I mean, you know,
Oh,
she
she's
was a
my
big
dream
part
girl.
of the show for a long time.
I've never heard of that.
I don't know.
oh,
what
you'd
you're
love it
talking
because you
about.
would destroy. You get 9-letter words every time.
Just to come back to what you were saying, Trevor says with 4 exclamation marks that he will play video games with you. So,
Play board games.
board board
Scrabble.
whatever you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I will play board games with you all the time.
Yeah.
So great.
See, okay, we were talking about this yesterday. So I have social anxiety. Shall I list the ways in which I am a little bit nuts? One of them is social anxiety, and I've realized, like, so I'm not big on video games. I grew up with 4 older brothers, so like, I watched it and I played a little bit, but like I like the Mario Kart and stuff like that. So like your Lego thing, that sounds fun to me.
Oh my God.
Mario
because-
Kart's,
yeah.
Mario Kart's the best game ever made.
Mario Kart, Super Mario Brothers, but not that big into video games. I'm not that big into like D&D or RPG, and I realized it's because the way that my social anxiety is, it's kind of like I'm also that person where if there's a pet at the party, when we used to have those things we call parties,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that thing. I'm like the person that goes and finds the pet.
Yep.
In the same way, I like games where I don't have to like really strongly interact with you. I want to be like, affect your game. I want you to affect my game. I want there to be room for us to have a bit of a conversation, but I don't want there to be obligation to have a conversation. And if you're quiet, that's okay, because that's what makes me nervous is having to talk. Yeah.
Have you played Settlers of Catan?
Ooh.
Okay. If any of my family members are watching right now and listening,
Yeah.
we used to play Settlers of Catan to the point that I am so sick of Settlers of Catan.
Okay.
So I used to. I will play it under duress.
Whoa.
Carcassonne. Play Carcassonne.
Carcassonne, I love. My oldest nephews taught me that. I love like Ticket to Ride. I love word games.
Oh, you're listing like every game in my house.
Yeah. I also was reintroduced to Mahjong over the break, which I hadn't played since I was a teenager, and I really, really enjoyed that. So Mahjong was fun.
Yep.
Yeah, like those are the kind of games that I like because it's adding constraints and rules with the social interaction, so it's a little bit more comfortable.
You like the structure to the
I like the
interaction.
structure to the interaction, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes
That's
a lot
fair.
of sense.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that you don't like D&D because there's no structure.
Yeah.
And someone can be, I shoot a flaming arrow at you, and you're
Yeah.
like, I didn't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of my favorite parts about D&D is I love to be able to look into someone else's eyeballs and be like, I sense what you're feeling, and now I want to tell a story, but there's more of your feelings are involved. And then we connect and we go through this whole journey, and we'll laugh and we'll cry and we'll cheer. And I'd love to do all that kind of stuff. And I found that doing it remote, like through Discord or whatever platform people were using, but I was mostly on Discord. I was finding it really challenging to be a dungeon master through COVID, and just I think also mourning the loss of my social groups. It was really hard.
Right. I had a flip interaction of that at New Year's. Me and like 16 of my friends did a Zoom scavenger hunt, and it was like the most fun I've had in the last like 8 months. It was amazing. It was like go find
so cool.
go find the most go find something in your house that a conspiracy theorist would have, and like people would come back with like a tinfoil hat on, or like it was who could do a plank for the longest, and it was like people just dying on the floor. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, it was so good. And then it was just like trivia as well, and it was kind of like doing Taskmaster, which was super fun. Another
That's
great
awesome.
British show that I'm sure
I know.
Ryan knows about.
Yeah, go Ryan.
Has anyone ever seen like a board game that you play with your dog? Is that a thing?
No, but you know they have talking dogs? They have the board that the dogs push the buttons on?
I want to get one of those.
thinking,
Like,
She'd be good at that.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
that
like
would be
like a game that you play with your
Interesting.
friends and your dogs. That would be.
There's an iPad
interesting.
game where it's like the cats can hit bugs.
Oh,
And like,
Yeah, I've
the
seen that.
fish?
yeah, and like I don't know, it's not like a board game, but like you could probably gamble on that somehow. Like bet how much the cat's gonna get and get like a really derpy cat as like a ringer. Get like two cats that look identical and have one that sucks at it and then swap them out real quick. when no one's
Also,
looking.
Roz, have you seen this thing called Gather Town?
Is it? Wait, explain it to me.
It's this like online community thing. I was showing it to James a while back because my girlfriend's company, they used it for their staff Christmas
I think
party.
this might be what Scotty and Kevin set up.
Yeah,
Hey,
and it's
Scotty,
like-
are you over there?
Is it Gather Town?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know a ton about it, but it looks really interesting.
We
'cause
built
it's this
one
sort of,
over
like,
the break.
virtual social event space where you can do stuff like, team scavenger hunts or friend group
what?
scavenger
Is it
hunts. And
VR?
like you have like no, it's like this kind of 2D
looks like
pixelated
Stardew Valley.
top-down thing where you have like a little avatar and you can like go between virtual spaces and then you can have like these different activities
So-
embedded in the
This
different
is
virtual spaces.
like the first step to everything turn. I don't know if anyone else has just read Ready Player 2, but like the world is turning into Ready Player 2. No one's leaving their house.
Yeah.
VR's getting better. We're gonna end up as like people with tubes stuck into us and VR helmets that read our thoughts, and we're just not gonna do anything. anymore.
no, I like
Then we
that.
can't play D&D in
No,
person.
but you can hug in VR, and in Ready Player 2, you feel everything.
Well, that's honestly one of the reasons that I'm less reluctant to get old than
I'm
I
ready
would've
for the
been had I
Matrix.
been
Give it to me.
born
I don't
a
wanna
couple of
die.
generations ago. Because like by the time I'm like old and decrepit and bedridden, VR's gonna be so good. I don't want to leave that bed anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And like at that point, they'll scan your brain in, and you
Exactly.
just never die.
Yeah.
You just live in the cloud.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be clouds.
Yeah. If you had to be a cloud, what kind of cloud would you be?
I'd be a cirrus cloud.
Okay.
Cumulonimbus,
Wispy
obviously.
and ephemeral. Okay.
I'm just a little black rain.
But then you can't cuddle your
You laugh
pets.
while ruining someone's picnic.
Yeah.
What would you be?
I don't know.
I was just thinking
You're blue
Winnie the
sky.
Pooh.
All right, you're blue sky. You don't know what cloud you are. You're blue sky.
And yourself?
I'd be a lenticular cloud. Those are the ones that form over mountains.
Very
I'm
nice,
a bit
very
of a cloud
nice.
dork.
I'd be one of those fluffy clouds that turns into shapes when people are watching it from the ground.
Oh, cumulonimbus.
Yep.
Yeah, those are good.
Big puffy
my
ones.
clouds.
Very nice. Most people see bunnies, right? What else do you see when you look at clouds?
Birds, dragons.
Dragons.
I've seen dragon.
Yeah, me too.
Depends what substance I'm on.
Fair.
Oh. You're probably just on happy, good time feels.
Well, right
Yes.
now, thanks to your stupid ulcer, I'm just like looking at clouds sober, being like, oh yeah, all right, well, you're vapor in the sky, great.
But when we're all in VR world and we're all clouds, can we get our pets in there? What are we going to do? This is a real challenge because
Oh.
like it's going
In
to be
VR, all dogs go to heaven. So you just put the little cap on your dog's head, and then he pops up in VR. That will be a thing, for
So
sure.
will someone program it though to make sure it's the same personality and stuff as your dog? Like, how's that gonna work?
I mean, Elon Musk is literally making a thing that plugs straight into your brain, like the neural lace. And eventually that'll just get
That's
good enough that you can
terrifying.
just slap your whole top of your head. It'll scan your whole brain in. And you'll do that on a
wild.
dog, and then you can have your dog live forever with you.
Okay,
adorable.
Is that one of those things, though, where then you could understand what your dog is thinking?
Oh, yeah.
Or your pet? Because this is something where
Do you want to know?
My pets see me do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, my cat insists on jumping on my lap when I'm in the bathroom. Like, I don't want to know what he has to say about, like, whatever I'm doing during my day.
And Lena would
I
explain
don't.
why she likes licking your feet for a half hour straight.
Yeah.
And it's going to ruin it for
I don't
you.
want to know why she wants to get in between my toes so hardcore.
Super sexual, and I'm never comfortable when it's happening. I like leave the room. I'm like, I don't want to.
I've been there.
witness
I've
this.
experimented to see how long she will go, and I have yet to find the amount of time
There
that
is
she
no
becomes
limit.
uncomfortable. I always lose that game of chicken.
It's terrifying.
Like dog licking chicken with that one, and it's just like, you're never gonna win.
Like, and you have to know that after a while, like, there's no flavor left. Like,
No.
it doesn't take 7,000 licks to get to the center of a human foot. Like, Lena just licks
You
her
don't know
foot.
that.
Oh my God, for sake, your feet are very flavorful.
She'll lick anything though. Like you put any body
Yeah.
part in front of her, and she will just
Oh,
lick
dude,
it, I think, until the end of time.
Well, yeah, careful.
Yeah.
Stick to feet and hands. Not any
She
body
licked
part.
my arm for like a solid 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, would you want to know what Sammy and Dancer have to say about your daily goings-on?
I don't know. I want to know what they have to say to each other.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because they're interesting because they're a super bonded pair. Like we take them for a walk, and if my husband and I separate on the sidewalk and one goes down one side of the street and one goes the other, Sammy will be like trying to find Dancer, but Dancer will just be kind of like, whatever, it's fine, I'm just gonna walk around. Oh, Sammy's over there, okay, and they'll keep going. And then as soon as they meet up, Sammy's just like, all over Dancer's face, and then Dancer licks her. It's really cute, but Sammy's the one that is all anxious and nervous about everything. So. And Dancer seems to be a little bit more okay with it. So it'd be really interesting to be like, okay, what really is the dynamic? Because we thought we were adopting two dogs. We're like, oh, look, we have a little boy and a little girl. No, they are definitely a partnership. They are together.
The little married couple.
Sorry?
The little married couple.
Yeah, if you'd find out, like, if you could hear everything dogs are saying at the park, you'd hear some weird stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of stuff about balls.
Yeah, my dog Scuba, I didn't neuter him till he was 2. Or my brother neutered him because I'm a man-child and never got it done. But it's actually healthier for golden retrievers to wait longer. He would go to the park and he would just air hump because he never learned how to do it. So he would see other dogs doing it and then just do it on his own. And I imagine what was going through his head was just like doing it on his own. And then he's like, that was fun. And then he goes over and just licks every dog's mouth.
Yeah.
Like I know if he could speak, it would be really ditzy and really weird.
Yeah. It's fun to try and talk for your dog sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like the voices that they would have, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie's brother does a perfect Gilbert Godfrey with his dog. And the perfect dog face and the perfect impression of Gilbert Godfrey. And it's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite things ever.
Oh,
He's a jug, which is a Jack Russell pug.
Oh.
And he has the most intense, so he's like round and sausagey like a pug, but he's kind of Jack Russell-y. And then he's got the most intense underbite you've ever seen in a dog.
It looks like a grenade went off in a cave.
Yeah, like it's like he's just so like it's so cute. And then yeah, my brother does the Gilbert
This is the thing we
Godfrey.
should have spent our time perfecting during quarantine. Is everybody could have been working on
Voices?
for your dogs.
Oh,
It's a new skit.
Yeah.
Right?
My pets are just super sweary.
Oh,
like I
really?
always imagine
yeah.
that my pets are swearing at me all the time
I
or at
think-
each other.
I think Sammy would say fork you a lot.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
Lena's one of the mean ones for Mean Girls. For sure. She's like,
Maybe.
I love her to death, but like when you see her the way she walks around in doggy daycare and the other dogs like kind of like make a wake around her, it's like, oh, she runs the joint. She's too
It's
smart.
like, Queens, stop trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Oh my god, that should be our gear for doggy daycare. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah, you just throw a stick and the dog's like, you're not making fetch happen.
Yeah, that's what Dancer would say for sure. She's like, yeah,
Oh yeah,
I don't know
look
what
for a
that
thing
is.
over there.
yeah.
And so now that you work here, and rather than film industry hours, you might be able to get your own pet someday.
I was saying that during the little montagey thing. Like now that we have a doggy daycare and I have a yard, and I know that if I go away, someone's gonna look after my dog, then I can get a dog. And she wants a weird amount of pets. So like, what's one more?
Yeah, right?
36 instead of 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well on your
Right.
way
Yeah.
to triple.
Double digits?
There you go.
Yeah, I want a dog that's like the right size that I can like, if I'm like ski touring or something, I can like throw her over my shoulder in case she gets hurt, so I can like ski down with her.
Aw.
But like run around otherwise. It's like the perfect size, like 35 pounds. My buddy Colin did it, and he takes his dog ski touring all the time, and it's like, it looks like the happiest dog on the planet.
That's awesome.
So cute.
I was going to say, if
Ryan.
you could combine any two dog breeds to make your ideal dog breed, what would it be?
A wolf and a wolf, because the smaller and further away from
Said
wolves
you wanted
get, they're
35
like the-
pounds. That would be.
I know, but like,
huge.
I don't know, like something, yeah,
can't
if I
go
could have just a
skiing with a
35-pound wolf, I would do that, but like, because in my opinion,
You
the
wanna
further
combine
away
a
you get from a
wolf and a
wolf, the
shrink
worse the
ray,
dog is.
basically.
Like, the smaller and, like, the head's getting smaller, the brain mass is getting smaller, like, they bark more because their brain's dumb. Like, I like big dogs that are, like, big and dumb and happy.
35
big
pound
dogs, and
dog's
you
not
cannot
big
lie.
though. That's like a
No,
medium.
but it's like medium.
It's smaller than Lena.
medium small.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know,
smaller
like
than
medium
Dancer.
size.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
I'd want to do
Lena's a perfect mix.
a golden retriever and a corgi. So something with like potato shaped but really fluffy.
Like the
Like a
little
big fluffy
kitties,
tail.
the cats that have the little corgi legs. They're so
Munchkin cats.
Yeah.
Munchkin cat.
I think the top on my girlfriend's list of potential doggos at this point is a Corgi Blue Heeler cross.
Oh,
It's very cute.
that's interesting.
All these purely unnatural things.
Yeah. I really
One
like,
of them would need a swing or a step ladder to make that happen.
yes.
No, it's just like, I don't know. I like more naturalistic dogs that are like more old worldy.
I like the Shih Tzu Bichon, I think it is, mix or something, like the teddy bear looking dogs, and they're just like this little ball of fluff, and they're just so little cute and like,
I introduced.
squishies.
Yeah. Okay. On that line. So Dave, we were talking about dogs, and I was like, "Have you ever heard of a Pomsky?" And Dave was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "It's a Husky and a Pomeranian together." And he was like, "Absolutely not. This is ridiculous." And then I showed him a picture of it, and mid-sentence he went,
It's true.
"This is a baby Husky all the time."
Yeah, it's a husky that just never grows up. But
Yeah.
the problem is, like, this is the other thing, like, people shouldn't own working dogs in cities.
Yeah.
Like, dogs that need to run or, like, work, like, herds or something, if you keep them in the city, you're going to have horrible behavioral issues because they need to burn off that energy.
Yep.
Like, my brother's dogs, actually, Scuba, who's my dog, he's a 105-pound golden retriever living in an apartment suite with, like, 2 bedrooms. Once I gave him to my brother and his girlfriend started running him 10 kilometers a day, like, literally all of his behavioral issues that came from, like, anxiety and stuff were gone. Like, he's so much better because, like, they need to go out and, like, he's a retriever, so he's meant to go on hunting trips and get a bird and
Yeah.
bring it back and, like, get treats or whatever. But, like, huskies in the city, I always feel so bad for huskies. And I've seen huskies in, like, Mexico, and I'm like, that is the meanest thing ever. Like, it's going to be so hot. It's
Yeah.
so hot.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
meant for the Arctic
That
and to pull
poor
a sled.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's such a weird thing about the way that we, force things into whatever environment we like as humans. Because,
Yeah.
and we do it to ourselves too, where we're like, we live super far north where we're not supposed to be there. Whatever.
Yeah.
Make it work.
I don't know. There's 2 guys in my old apartment building. They were an adorable couple, and they had 2 greyhounds and a whippet in a studio bedroom,
Oh
studio
my.
apartment. They never not smelled like dogs, and their dogs were the worst behaved things I've ever seen because they need to they're greyhounds. They need to go run, and they were just taking them to the
Yeah.
park and straight back in.
Yeah.
I was like, those
Oh,
guys should have
no.
moved out to the country like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I
lot.
think living downtown or inside the city depends on what your job is like too, right? Like
Yeah.
we're talking about working in film, and you have to be able to you kind of need a car because you could be anywhere tomorrow, and you have to be able to drive and get there. But if you live out in the country, it makes things so much more challenging. If you're gonna have an hour commute just to get to most locations, like ugh.
Well, you
You
could
have
just
to
do
really commit to
MOWs
it if
forever
you're
and
gonna
live
be
in
there.
Langley. That'd be brutal though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever owned any pets that weren't a cat or a dog?
Yeah.
We had,
I know some family members who've had birds, but that's been about it, and they're usually kind of jerks. But
Birds are the worst pet.
yeah.
They're the worst. I worked at a PetSmart for one summer, and I had to change all the bird cages, and I'm like permanently scarred from budgies. They're like the
My friend has a very cute bird named Pickles, and it's a very lovely little bird. Although it does, I think it's a dive bomber or something, and that's why she can't leave it out of the cage much. But
yeah. So you're describing a horrible animal. It's a prey or a predator. It's going after
I
you.
want you, Mom. I don't know.
Never met someone's pet bird that I was like, I want one of those. And we had 2
Yeah.
birds, and my mom was like, I hate these.
Yeah.
Brian?
Back one step, if you've never seen them, do yourself the favor and Google birds. At some point, they're
Google what?
photoshopped birds with dog heads.
Oh,
They're
birds.
surprisingly cute.
Oh my.
Birds. Yeah.
Scientists, help
Wow.
us out.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we don't need it to really happen because we're just going to live in the virtual world
you
eventually,
go.
right? So we can just make anything we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Sure.
little
I'd get a
panda.
griffin. I'd have a griffin, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Or a
Yeah,
manta.
Ryan fired up.
I want a ferret again.
You had
We had
ferrets?
a ferret.
I thought ferrets could be quite bitey.
Yes.
They are, but their teeth are blunt, so it didn't really matter. But
don't know.
we had a ferret named Jilly, who was like not ours, but we were taking care of her for about 2 years. And my mom liked to claim that she didn't like having the ferret. And then one day I came home from school, and there was like a 6-foot giant enclosure for the ferret. And I was like, I got you. This is not, you like this little weird thing that, because she used to do this like squeaky, bouncy thing. It was so cute. She would bite your feet, but it didn't hurt. Cute.
Maybe it's because of friends I've had that have had ferrets. Like there was a friend growing up that had some, and they were always just so stinky though. That's the
Yeah,
only
I was
reason.
about to say.
Yeah,
I don't love them.
but they're sassy.
Yeah, they're
And
kind
that's what I
They
like.
are fun. I do like them.
Yeah.
If they weren't so smelly.
I didn't notice it that much, but
Yeah.
I just enjoyed their sass. Like our old dog Pepper, who's this like lovely black lab, she would walk right up to Jilly's cage, and Jilly would just be standing there staring straight at Pepper, and Pepper would come up and bark at her, and Jilly wouldn't even blink. Like nothing. She was just like, yeah, bring it, whatever. Didn't care.
I've had fish before, but I feel like, I mean, Matt will disagree because he has would love to have a huge, cool aquarium. But I feel like they're less pets and more just like a cool thing in your house, kind of like
Yeah.
a plant. I mean, they're alive and they do cool things, but
Saltwater fish get a personality. I ate a sweet saltwater tank in university, and like all the different fish had like completely different personalities. Like clownfish are kind of derpy, and like I can't remember what it is now. Blue tang is like a dory. They like boss everyone else in the tank around. It's pretty sweet. And like the crabs, super crabby. Like they're great. I don't know. I loved it. And then I went away for one summer, and my roommate said they were going to take care of it, and I came back and there was that much water in the tank, and they were all dead. And I was like, well, there goes all my friends and $3,000.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a bad way to come back to university.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It wasn't
Yeah,
even
those
2020.
No, that was 2005.
Jeez. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there's, other awesome, amazing pets in everyone's future and good mental health in everyone's future
Yes.
for 2021. And everybody out there on the internet, we hope that you have a great year. I mean, fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes. And if you don't, I hope you're surrounded by an amazing network of people and friends and maybe pets, and that you're gonna go into 2020 with an awesome, awesome year. Stay filthy!
Yay!
Woo!